Getting set for first pitch here in Knoxville. Winner to the Women's College World Series, Hannah Kamenzen in right field as we check out the Huskers starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. 2 for 5 with a home run and has driven in 3 for the Huskers. So much of their production is 1 through 4. And in both games of this Super Regional, they've been able to score in the first frame. And immediately, it's Pickens versus Jordy Bahl. ...183 pitches through the first 2 games. Both of these aces are familiar with throwing multiple days in the same weekend and have, in fact, thrown on 3 straight days before this year.
Yeah, Pickens has done it 5 times already this year. And they trained for it. They know this is a possibility.
You got 3 days off before you have to worry about opening day at the World Series, so they will be all in this afternoon. Big difference, Michelle, game 1 to game 2 for Karlyn Pickens. Freebies.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting to that 3-ball count and winning it. She won it in game 2.
Gets a swing and miss. That was also a big part of the story yesterday. She had, what, 16 swings and misses in game 2. And now a 2-2 to Jordy Bahl. Jordy's 2 for 6. She's reached in 15 of her 19 plate appearances. And that's the second time that Pickens has struck her out.
Well, this is all about the setup. We talked yesterday that Karlyn Pickens is best when she's not throwing through her spins. So look at this pitch. This is a setup pitch at 65 miles an hour up in the zone. Then she's going to come back with the rise ball at 70 miles an hour, not throwing through those spin, letting that pitch bite and move.
Here's Sammy Bland. Had a home run in the regional last weekend and a hit in each of the first 2 games here so far. And Bland diving backhand down on the dirt. The throw to first in time from Ella Dodge. A home run yesterday and the glove love today.
And how about the explosion of her teammates? Look at the reacts on this. I mean, everybody laying it out. Ella Dodge diving up the middle, making sure she's got enough grip, get up just barely to throw out Sammy Bland at first base. But it's the reacts from all her teammates, knowing how big every out matters right now.
2 down, and Ava Kuzak will step in. The junior transfer from Wisconsin. A breakout season for Ava, hitting over 400 with 20-plus homers, but quiet so far here in Knoxville. The Huskers would love to see her break out that big bat. All Big Ten honors this year. She'll be in the conversation for All-American honors for sure. Catches the corner at 70 miles an hour.
She's had 4 strikeouts. Again, it's Karlyn Pickens all on the rise ball. Really tried to come in on the hands. Almost like a screw-like movement against Kuzak.
And that one will find the gap out in left center all the way to the base of the wall. Kuzak trying for second, and they throw her out. Alana Leach out in left field with a dart. Wipes out the extra base hit.
I mean, you think we're in the bottom of the 7th inning with every single react of an out, and this is a big one. Ava Kuzak, a huge hitter, does get her hands inside this ball, but Alana Leach out and left, a dart to get the 3rd out of the inning for their pitcher, Karlyn Pickens. Oh, we got to roll this back. Left field love, Alana Leach. How about a 100-foot throw on a dime? Just her 9th start of her career, 2nd assist of her career. It's a big one. Tennessee, the D showing up at the top of the 1st for their pitcher, Karlyn Pickens.
Ella Dodge applying the tag after her own web gem, and she's a part of the starting lineup for the Lady Vols, brought to you by Capital One. Karen Weekly shook up the lineup yesterday and put Leach, Nugent, and Dodge in the top 3 spots because they were the best at hitting Jordy Bahl in the matchups this year. And those top 3, a couple of home runs, batting close to 400. And they put a 2-spot on the board in the 1st inning yesterday off Bahl with Ella's 2-run home run. And there is the junior Big Ten player and pitcher of the year. That's never happened before. And a chopper right back up the middle, and Gabby Leach is aboard. And now the umpires are getting together to talk about.
Looks like they may be calling it a illegal pitch, but obviously it's best outcome for offense, so they'll take the hit.
That is the first we have seen of an illegal pitch.
They're calling the batter back.
They are. They're possibly calling it a...
But was it a timing violation then? So before the pitch was thrown? I think that's what Karen Weekly's trying to ask.
So I'm not sure. Timing violation. The batter has to be in the box by the time the clock gets to 10 seconds.
Well, if it's a violation, it should either be a ball or a strike if it's on the pitcher or the hitter.
Correct, and they're calling it 1-1.
So it's 1-1. And now 1-2 on the swing and miss. So not an illegal pitch because you would be allowed to take the result of the play.
Correct. So it was a timing violation.
Wow, it's not a timing violation.
Well, unless the hitter was not in the box when it rolled down
when it went down to 10.
Exactly.
That's right. Yep.
Correct.
So she must have been late getting in there. So 2-2 now for Jordy Bahl. Big thing for Jordy all weekend, Jess, has been her ability to get ahead in counts.
Yeah, she's been just attacking hitters and very aggressive. In fact, that's one of the biggest things that kind of put Tennessee on their heels. They had a great game plan against her. You'll see a lot of these lefties come across the plate looking for that arm side. But she's done a good job of not being as predictable.
Gets the swing and a miss and a strikeout of Gabby Leach, 1 down.
Jordy Bahl goes to that off-speed pitch, which I think both the pitchers are going to need to really keep hitters off balance, having shown so many pitches. Is that off-speed pitch that she throws really good rotation in the opposite direction. It moves. Leach is going to swing through it. Bahl picking up her first strikeout.
Here's Sophia Nugent, homered off of Bahl on Friday for these 2 former teammates at Oklahoma. The winner of this game today gets the Sooners Thursday opening day at the World Series. Sophia, a couple of hits. All they have seen is Jordy Bahl complete games in both Friday and Saturday night. A grounder here to Bland, 2 down.
Talk about a momentum shift of this game, though. I mean, it was a leadoff base hit for Gabby Leach. You think about moving her over and how it changes the entire part of this bottom of the 1st inning.
Especially after the defensive plays, right? You have all that momentum coming out, and it just kind of gets squelched.
So here's Ella Dodge. Ripped a hard liner over the fence in right field yesterday in the first inning. Solid contact there again, and it is back off the top of the wall. She thinks it's a home run. She's still running, and they're going to tag her out at third. She thought it was gone, and so does the Tennessee dugout. But there was no ruling of a home run from the umpires.
Well, the bleachers are behind the wall, and it looked like it hit off the bleachers. Now, it looks like the bleachers are so close, but that's why it comes back into play. Now, if it hits, obviously, the wall, then it's not a home run.
I think they'll go take a look here regardless.
Ruling on the field is a fair ball. That previous play is under review.
It's funny, Rhonda Revelle was talking to us about this before the series started. There is a gap out there between the fence and the bleachers that can be deceiving to the eye. Remember, the 4 umpires are all in the infield. No one down the lines yet.
Yeah, it hit the bleacher, so it hit the top of the wall, hit the bleacher, and then came back in. That should be a home run.
Bounced out and then came back, so that should be a home run. Ella Dodge, who redshirted last year, a .240 hitter coming into the weekend, and this looks like it will be her second home run off of Jordy Bahl in 24 hours.
Yeah, this is definitely a home run.
She likes that hard, high heat. She's been able to catch up to Jordy Bahl's pitches.
We were talking about this before the series, though, Beth. You were saying how Rhonda Revelle had brought it up, but how close those bleachers are. So we've seen it happen already in regionals last weekend. It's very confusing, so a lot of balls come back into play.
They're looking for the dent. Let's go down to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, I ran out here to get my eyes on this situation right now. There is a good 5-inch gap between the wall and the bleachers where that hit. You can't see it from your location, but my hands, it's about this far apart. So if it hit those bleachers, it is definitely out of this ballpark.
Thank you, Holly. Remember, though, they need video evidence to change this, and we think we see video evidence to change it. But they are still not ready to make the call here. And now we'll get the result of the review back in Pittsburgh. And get ready for a roar.
At the further review, the ruling on the field is changed. Home run.
That is the 18th home run of the year that Jordy Bahl has given up. Second of this Super Regional to Ella Dodge.
I mean, Ella Dodge, you come into this, and I give so much credit to Karen Weekly from having the understanding of who is hitting Jordy Bahl. Forget the numbers, forget what you've done during the regular season. Ella Dodge, batting third in the lineup for the first time yesterday, hits a home run, does it against Bahl again in this one.
Well, and still trying to get clarification on what happened with Leach. That would have been a 2-run shot.
We need to know what happened.
Yeah.
We've looked back, and she was in the batter's box with 10 seconds. Because this is huge. This is looming large now. That's a 2-run home run. She had a base hit. They took it away.
Oh-1 to Boo Gibson, the senior from Santa Clarita, California. 0 for 4 in the Super, but does have a sac fly. And Gibson will send one deep and foul. the challenge of throwing to the same team 3 days in a row.
But that all comes down to your spin speeds. It's all about bite, making the pitch move, locating on the corners, because you know your velo is going to be down.
And one of the options could be for Gabby Leach that she was out of the box on contact. Coming from the second base umpire, that's another option other than the time clock. Those are the only two things that I can think of.
Because she's one of those hitters, right, that has her foot right on the line.
We talked about her coming across almost the plate.
Gibson hit by the pitch.
We'll go back to Gabby Leach and look at that front foot.
Oh, yeah. She's
And
out.
She had been doing that yesterday.
Number 3, Taylor Panel.
So that apparently was the call that kept Leach off the bases. Chopped to short, and a nice charge there by Kuzak to handle that. But Ella Dodge sends one out. 1-0, Lady Vols.
How about the freshman? I can't get enough of Ella Dodge and what she's done to step up for this Vols team. Sending another one out, 2 in 2 days for Dodge. 7th home run on the season. Puts the Vols up 1-0.
1-0 Tennessee with the early lead over Nebraska as we head to the second inning. Winner of this one is on to the Women's College World Series and a date with Oklahoma on Thursday. It's the first of 4 Game 3s today. The 5th Game 3 of this Super Regional weekend, which ties the record for the most in history. We've talked about all the parity around college softball this season, and it's playing out in the postseason. The number 1 seed has already been knocked out. Oklahoma, Texas, Oregon, and first-timer Texas Tech will be in OKC. We know there'll be one other first-timer, the winner of the Arkansas-Ole Miss game later today. Starting at 3 o'clock, UCLA, South Carolina, and at 4 o'clock, Georgia, Florida. Four, 5, and 6. One of the best bats in the lineup for the Huskers is right here, Hannah Kammensen. A home run is driven in 3. Chasing that rise ball. 1 strikeout for Pickens. She got Jordy Bahl with the rise, coming off an 11K performance with 120 pitches yesterday.
She did a great job yesterday of winning the 3-ball count, the 3-2 count. 4 strikeouts of those 6 counts she had. 4 strikeouts, a pop up to the catcher, just 1 walk given up.
Got her to reach, 1 down.
So the 2 most important counts are the 1-1 count and the 3-2 count. She gets to 1-1 and then goes right after Kammensen, is able to get her to 1-2, a foul off, and then comes back with the off-speed pitch. This pitch already has been a difference maker for Pickens. 2nd strikeout of the game, 1st on the changeup.
Here's the DP, Emerson Cope.
Well, and remember, too, Karlyn Pickens didn't have that pitch Friday night. I mean, it was a game changer because then they were just sitting velocity. And I get it. She can hit 79. It gets a lot of attention. But as a hitter, I would much rather sit velocity with no off-speed, and that was Karlyn Pickens Friday. It was not that last night.
So I know a lot of folks are curious. You say that can be more challenging than hitting a 75-mile-an-hour heater.
All you got to do, because you got to understand, once you hit about 74, 75 miles an hour, the spin just can't be as effective. And so and it sounds like it's easy and it's not, but if you can get barrel on velocity, it's going to go. What's harder is off speed with velocity, because if you know in the back of your mind that she can pull the string and throw something 12 to 14 miles an hour slower, and then you're facing velocity, it's one of those things that's so difficult as a hitter.
Especially if they can tunnel them. You're already swinging the bat, and it's not even out of her hand yet.
Yeah. And it's bite. It's bite of the pitch, right? So it's really the spin speed will trump pitch speed. And when you have spin speed, that gives you movement. That gives you the ability for
More
the
break.
ball. Right, break. Ball drops down. It curves out of the zone. It rises up out of the zone.
What Pickens and Bahl do so well. Here's the 1-2 from Karlyn. And it's strikeout number 3. 2 down.
And so you see there, Smitty, right? 74 miles an hour compared to 76, 77. You're going to see more spin. You see the spin going down in the zone. So that drop spin, her dropping the velocity down allows for more spin as well. But you will see sometimes when she's throwing mid to upper 70s, it's a lot flatter.
3 different pitches on 3 different strikeouts. The drop, the rise, and the changeup.
Michelle Smith giddy up here. Talking about a pitcher who rakes and a pitcher who throws 79 miles an hour.
I love it. Just seeing them excel at their craft.
Looking to strike out the side. Bella Bacon. Chad Steers, Rob Penikoff, Susan Eads, Cam Ellison. The men and women in blue today. Not the Summit blue uniforms that the Lady Vols are sporting. Worked for them yesterday. We welcome you to Knoxville with a swing and miss. Our pitcher's duel between Karlyn Pickens and Jordy Bahl. The 2 All-Americans in the circle. It is winner take all for a spot in the Women's College World Series. The first of our 4 Game 3s coming your way this afternoon and this evening. 4 teams are in. And headed to the World Series, we've got 4 more tickets to punch today. Hey, everyone, and welcome to Knoxville. I'm Beth Mowens. Alongside our Olympic gold medalist, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, we've got Jordy Bahl for Nebraska. We've got Karlyn Pickens, who you just saw get the strikeout for Tennessee. And they are going head-to-head, guys, here just for the 3rd day in a row.
Yeah, and it went to Jordy Bahl Friday night, Karlyn Pickens last night, and now we get this Game 3. So impressed, though. Ella Dodge striking first for Tennessee, but we got a whole lot of game left.
Yeah, this is just going to be fun because we see the talent in the circle. How about the defense behind them? But the thing I'm mostly interested in is seeing how these pitchers, 3rd day in a row pitching, how they're able to mix their pitches, their movements, and their spins.
All right. The first run up on the board going to the Lady Vols of Tennessee. And for the 2nd day in a row, it's off the bat of Ella Dodge.
Yeah, Ella Dodge, and you said it. 2nd day in a row, moved up 3rd in the order. You guys, 200 hitter, a freshman, a beautiful job of just understanding her own swing path to Jordy Bahl's. And that's where we're at right now. And a big part of this, too, is Gabby Leach was called out, had a base hit. First batter for Tennessee. This would be a 2-0 ball game, but she stepped out of the batter's box, which was then called a strike. She ended up striking out. So 1-0 here in the 2nd inning.
Also with us, our Hall of Fame reporter, Holly Rowe.
Well, I was able to check in with both pitchers before this game. Karlyn Pickens said that her body feels great after an ice bath, some stim and ice yesterday. She said no blisters, her hands are in great shape, and she's ready to rock today. For Jordy Bahl, I was able to catch up with her, and she said that her surgically repaired left knee, that is also her landing knee surgery about 16 months ago, was not sore. She said, I feel phenomenal. She said, God is good. She's a very faithful young woman, and she is very proud of how her body is feeling right now for this big moment.
Well, Holly, both of these athletes have trained for this opportunity to throw 3 days in a row to help punch that ticket to the Women's College World Series. I think that I don't know that anything could hold them back from throwing this game.
The adrenaline, the competitive spirit, And as you guys know, you know when you're facing one of the others who's one of the best in the business, you're amped up even a little bit more.
Watch the emotion.
Yeah.
Just tuning in. If you haven't been watching this weekend, watch the emotion from both these pitchers, but also every single play that's being made.
Here's Alana Leach sending one the opposite way and drifting foul. There is some history between Bahl and Pickens. When Jordy was at Oklahoma, where she was a two-time All-American and a two-time national champion, the Sooners beat Pickens and Tennessee a couple of years ago at the World Series. They played each other to open up this season. Bahl got the win. Bahl took game 1 here, and then Pickens broke through with the win in game 2 yesterday. There's a ground ball to second. Kamensend is there, 1 down.
I was impressed with Pickens yesterday, being able to basically flush game 1, come out, and just really work on the things that she needed to work on, which was controlling the zone. The free passes, limited those. They had 6 free passes in game 1. There was 4 walks, 2 hit batters, 2 defensive errors that really hurt Tennessee. Last night, game 2 was a clean game.
Here's Emma Clark. Bottom 3 in the order had 4 hits off of Bahl in game 1. And then yesterday had a couple more hits off of her. Bahl struck him out 3 times. Slow roll to third. Bland will have to hurry. And it squirts free from Bella Bacon. And a 1-out base runner for the Lady Vols as Clark is aboard.
Ball down the line to Bland. She knows she's got to charge this and throw on the run. I think that's a catchable ball, a little bit up the line, so it does float a little bit when she throws off the run, so off of the web of Bacon's glove.
Going to score that, an error on the third baseman. So here's Kinsey Fiedler. Opposite field, drifting back is Squire, with room, 2 down.
The biggest thing you guys watch for, these Tennessee hitters, the adjustments. Smitty talked about it, 3rd day in a row. This is usually advantage hitter, but we're seeing 2 of the best. But what you will see from the lefties, saw it with Gabby Leach coming across the plate, they are hunting away. Now for these righties that are getting in the box, they're backing off the plate, looking inside. They're really sitting on the arm side of Jordy Bahl.
Well, to your point, Jess, is that Jordy Bahl has the ability to throw a nice drop ball on the outer half. I'm actually surprised she's not coming across her body a little bit more, trying to change things up. I think it's so important to have multiple weapons to use at multiple parts of the zone.
Look at that space that these righties are trying to create to get to that pitch. That's obviously off the plate of Bahl, but something they've seen consistent is that Jordy likes that arm side. Now she will go away with the changeup. You mentioned the drop ball, but her best pitch is the rise, and when she throws it, she tends to throw it to that arm side.
Rise is one of the pitches that Tennessee has not hit as well this year.
Tennessee's 2 pitches that they struggle with, the rise ball and the changeup, and both of those are the best pitches that Jordy Bahl throws. She knows that. She's been trying to use that.
There you see the usage.
And Tennessee batting average below 300 on both those pitches.
Lefty-righty is one of the adjustments that Karen Weekly has made here in the last couple of games to try and go back and forth so Bahl can't kind of get in a groove from one side or the other. There you see Weekly. They're trying to get back to the World Series for the 9th time. It would be an 8th trip for Nebraska. Right back up the middle and through. Looked like Kuzak had a chance to snag it and step on second, and the ball squirted by. 2 on with 2 out.
And sometimes this is a tough play for the shortstop because you're thinking about just that, Beth. Can I get to the ball, and then where is the bag? And it just gets past her at the last second, probably trying to slow up so that she doesn't pass second base, so a base hit up the middle.
defensive miscues were an issue the first half of the season for Nebraska, they actually got together as a group in the infield and said, hey, we got to tighten up. And for the second half of the season, they have been terrific in that regard.
100%, yeah, they have been far better. Last 28 games, just 11 errors. First 28 games, a completely different story.
It's back to the top of the lineup. Gabby Leach struck out on a changeup her first time around.
You guys, something either Nebraska noticed in the game yesterday or the umpires noticed watching it back was the front foot of these lefties. It was coming out of the box. That's what Gabby Leach was called on a strike for her last at bat. You see how that front toe, I mean, that is as close to getting, and if any part of that toe is out of the box, it'll be called a strike. She had a base hit her first at bat, got called back, ended up striking out in the inning where a home run was hit. It would be a 2-0 ball game.
Fouls that one back. Here is the first time up.
So she got a base hit up the middle, but watch that front foot come out of the batter's box. Yes, it's barely, but it's out. You see it called with slappers. It's something either Nebraska or the umpires noticed. They were all over it as soon as she got that hit.
Scoring opportunity with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. In for a called strike, 1-2.
Ball going right back to that changeup. That's what she struck Leach out with in that first inning.
They have not hit the ball well with 2 outs. No runs scored in the Super with 2 outs yet for Tennessee. And that's lifted out towards Squire again. Couple stranded. Through 2. 1-0, Lady Vols. Super Regionals still to come. 3 more games headed your way. How about them Dogs? They beat Florida yesterday to force a Game 3. Hit a couple of home runs in the Gators Park. Jordan Woolery, the walk-off for a little Bruin magic. UCLA staying alive. Game 3 at South Carolina coming up later. And then either Ole Miss or Arkansas will be headed to the World Series for the first time as they meet in a Game 3 tonight. 4 teams already in: Oklahoma, Texas, Oregon, and Texas Tech. Opening day is Thursday, our quadruple header, and the winner of this game will face the 4-time defending national champion Oklahoma Sooners. 7, 8, and 9 coming up. I'm Beth Mullins along with Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza, Holly Rowe. And one of the best days and evenings on the softball calendar. 4 win or go homes. We already had one last night, a nail biter as Texas beat Clemson. 5 Game 3s, matches the most in the history of the tournament.
Well, you could just feel it this year, the parity. Just knowing that most 3-game series were not sweeps.
Liner out to center and snagged by Fiedler. 3rd defensive gem of the day for Tennessee.
You guys, this is such a hard play because look at this line drive going down. I mean, you talk about movement of a pitch. How about movement of this? She somehow gets underneath it and gets to the side to make sure that her glove can get underneath that ball to make a great catch. We have seen the defense show up for Tennessee in just the 3 innings we've had so far.
Karen Weekly raves about Fiedler. All 3 facets of the game, and maybe most important is that swag. You know, you got to have that one player at least in your locker room that will keep everybody in line, toes pointed in the same direction towards Oklahoma City.
That's what you're always doing with us.
Always. Appearance raised to leadoff hitter. Well, Nebraska is getting some good aluminum on the ball, but the defense has been one step better. And now 1 and 2 from Karlyn Pickens, back-to-back SEC Pitcher of the Year. They got knocked out in this game last year on this field by Alabama in a Game 3. And looking to make amends today, her 5th strikeout, 2 down. What you got for us, Holly?
Well, I've had a lot of people on social media ask me, what is the little circle that you can see in the pocket of Karlyn Pickens? Every single player has a poker chip in their back pocket. The theme of the team this year is all in, keep throwing punches. So right on that poker chip, Sophia Nugent, for example, hers says KTP, keep throwing punches. Karlyn showed me hers before the game and said they just want all their chips on the table to know that everybody's all in, and they're getting a little bit from everybody so far today.
It's been that total team effort. There's Nugent's chip that she has in her pocket.
Got a pair of boxing gloves in the dugout. I mean, they are all about the battle.
See KTP keep throwing punches.
Liner out to left, and Leach well positioned. It's another 1, 2, 3 inning. No damage done the first time through the order for Pickens. The junior All-American Jordy Bahl, been quite a ride for her. Out of Papillion, Nebraska, 2-time national champion as she started her career at Oklahoma, including the 23 World Series MVP. Decided it was time to come home after that for the Nebraska native. Transferred, but missed last year after suffering the ACL injury in their season opener. Back this year at full strength, and the historic season that Bahl is having in the circle and at the plate. Top 5 in the country in batting average and opponent's batting average. Just ridiculous.
Well, and that difference is 320 points between what opposing hitters hit and what she hits against opposing pitchers.
Back out there with glove and ball in her hand. Jordy will lead off the top of the 4th for Nebraska, but work to do here against the heart of the Tennessee order. And Sophia Nugent, who homered off of her on Friday, the junior from Seal Beach, California, tearing the cover off the ball her last 7 games with 6 homers and 13 runs batted in.
Jordy continues to work that inner half to the righties, and Tennessee's done a good job of laying off pitches, not chasing them into the river.
That's in for a strike.
That's the changeup. That is a nasty pitch. Throw it in any count, a hitter's count, 2-0. She'll drop that in there at 54 miles an hour.
Just when you're gearing up thinking you're going to see a cookie.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. Swing out of your shoes. Nope.
Few active players have the type of postseason experience that Jordy does. She's 11-1 in her NCAA tournament history. That one loss was yesterday. And again, it could be a Bahl versus her former team on Thursday if Nebraska comes back to win this game. Which, of course, maybe a few questions and some drama surrounding that. We'll have to wait and see. Two, 3, and 4 here for the Lady Vols. They're 1 run back in the first on a home run, and Nugent out in front of the change. Strikeout number 2 for Jordy.
Well, Jordy uses a rise ball on a 3-1 count to set up this changeup on a 3-2 count. And it's the tight spin, it's the over-the-top rotation, and Jordy Bahl just with all that energy and emotion battling here in the 3rd.
Here is the home run hitter, Ella Dodge.
Dodge has had a really good approach against Jordy Bahl. Obviously the 2 big home runs, but really looking middle away. Both pitches she hit were up in the zone, and she's got that level swing. And a lot of times we see players kind of have that underneath the softball swing plane, and Ella Dodge is definitely much more level, meets the rise ball where it's at.
Relying heavily on their experiences from around the SEC this year. The conference so deep, and pitching challenges every weekend, but the approach for Tennessee was we treat every Sunday like it's a super regional. Same team, 3 straight days. And what have they done this year on their super regional Sundays? How about that? 8-0 in their game 3s this year. And another one today. Good snag by Bland, stays down on it. 2 away.
A lot of that's mentality, Beth, to your point. Those super regional Sundays, it's understanding that it's a game 3. You know your opponent. They know you. Are you adjusting? Are you executing?
Karen Weekly talked about that with Holly Rowe on Friday when Nebraska had that big start. She pulled Karlyn Pickens, and she said, look, this is a 3-game series, and they want to win that game, yes, but she knows what it takes to win 3.
They won their series this year at Oklahoma and at Texas, 2 teams that are already at Oklahoma City next weekend. And they did it with the occasional lineup wizardry, a move here, a different starting pitcher there. Of course, this being the actual super regional, she did agree that this is a whole different ballgame. Pickens, and more Pickens.
Right. Well, and sometimes it's the big picture, right? It's win the war. You might lose a battle, but you want to win the war.
Drop that in for a strike at 1-2. For the Big Ten's Pitcher of the Year, one of just 4 players ever that won Player and Pitcher of the Year honors in a power league. How about these names? Rachel Garcia, Megan Gibson, and Angela Tincher, the others to do it.
Jordy wanted that. She was already walking into the dugout.
Rhonda Ravel sends her the pitch. 2-2 to Boo. To short. Kuzak over to first. And it's 1-2-3 for Bahl. Jordy gonna pick up the bat when we come back.
And I'm here with Coach Rhonda Ravel. And Coach, you give up an early home run, Jordy does. How do you see her lock down and kind of change her demeanor after that?
I've said it all along, she's a competitor and she competes, and we've got 2 really great pitchers just going at it pitch for pitch and bringing their best game today. I mean, there's no secrets with these, we've seen each other 3 days in a row, so I'm proud of the way our team's competing. I'm proud of the way we're competing in this environment, and we're here for the long haul and here for the fight.
Karlyn Pickens, her velocity, you guys have been timed up well with her velo, but how can you get to her some of her other pitches?
Well, her changeup's really good today, so I'm hoping that it gets a little less good here, because that differential, and it's just biting at the end. So we're going to try to pick a good pitch and square something up. She'll supply the power.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, Rhonda looking for a change to the change.
Well, she does supply the power. That's really the key. It's just about catching the ball with the barrel.
I love her showing up with the Herbie Husker tee on. Going strong.
Shout out to their alums.
Yes.
50 years of softball at Nebraska. They celebrated that this year. Had over 100 alums show up.
So here's Bahl versus Pickens as Ravel looks on. 33 years at Nebraska. If they get to the World Series, she will be a part of a World Series team for the 5th decade. 5 different times as a player and a coach.
Incredible.
This is the battle, though, you guys. When I don't know, we talk about Bahl versus Pickens, but obviously as a hitter, I get excited about this matchup. Not just circle, uncircle, but Jordy in the batter's box. What she's done this NCAA tournament.
One point at the regional, she had 4 hits, and all 4 hits were a home run.
Yes, yes. Had reached 15 straight plate appearances. Now it's, I think, 15 of 19. Starts in that stance with both feet kind of close together in the back of the box, and then the stride into the pitch.
She just attacks. She's explosive off the rubber. She's explosive with her lower half.
She still has that Oklahoma look, right? For that JT Gasso type of lower hand.
Oh, she's changed her stance a little bit. She's a little more spread with the feet. With a 2-2 count. Called strike 3. Second time Pickens gets Bahl as we send it to Matt in the studio.
For Nebraska, third baseman number 29, Samantha Bland.
Big day and big evening coming around the college softball landscape. The ground out from Sammy Bland, 2 down. Here in the top of the 4th, winner of this one is into the Women's College World Series.
Pickens, by the way, with that strikeout, we've seen it all series long. She kicks it up another gear to Jordy Bahl. I'm sure everyone's heard the 79 miles an hour. It was against Jordy Bahl. That strikeout, 76. That's her top of this game.
There's Kuzak. Singled her first time up, but then was thrown out at second base trying to stretch it into a double. That is the one and only base runner of the game, or hit of the game, and she was barely on the bases.
Now she gets back-to-back changeups from Pickens, coming in at 63 miles an hour.
Looking for a third straight 1-2-3 inning. Swinging at that one in the dirt, the throwdown, and it's strikeout number 7 through the first 12 that she has faced. 1-0 Tennessee.
Well, her changeup has been outstanding. 7 strikeouts on the day, 3 of them with that changeup. Pickens, with all that emotion, knows this game punches the ticket.
That was a good omen. That was a good omen. Welcome back to the Super Regionals on ESPN, presented by Capital One. And Coach, I jumped the gun there, but you've got 3 innings of work left. I saw you having a long conversation with your batter just right now. What's the focal point in the box?
We need to see the ball down, and we've chased a few up, and that's taken us out of some good counts and some good at-bats. We need to see the ball down and make it be in the zone before we take a cut at it.
Karlyn Pickens, she just continues to get stronger each inning she's throwing. What are you seeing from her?
That's Karlyn. I mean, she is so mentally tough that whatever she did Friday, she's going to be better Saturday. Whatever she did Saturday, she's going to be better Sunday. But it's all because she has such a strong mental game. She's just such a patient problem solver, and she's just going to continue to look for ways to get better. And, man, there's nobody I'd rather have in the circle right now than Karlyn.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pickens looking strong since the Kuzak single that, well, she didn't last long on the bases, thrown out back in that first inning. She's had 4 straight 1-2-3s, has struck out 7 of 12, and nary a sniff at a base runner the last 3 innings, as she has faced the minimum so far. And now it's back to work for her counterpart, Jordy Bahl, here in the bottom of the 4th in a 1-run game. Winner to Oklahoma City. It's 5, 6, 7 coming up. Sure you got your multiple devices working. That UCLA South Carolina game starting. Still to come, Georgia, Florida, and Ole Miss, Arkansas. Winner of this one faces Oklahoma on Thursday. Schedule still yet to be determined. Ball ahead 0-2, and no chase.
This is a bat for Tennessee, and Karen Weekly just talked about it, seeing the ball down, but also for Panel to get this bat going, 2 for 14. It's what we've seen from her in the 5 games this postseason.
fouls that pitch off from Jordy, who is one of the 3 finalists for National Player of the Year honors. It's possible that all 3 could be in OKC. Nigeri Kennedy's already there. Brielis a chance to get there later today. 6 times the National Player of the Year has guided their team to the national championship. An award that's only been around in the 2000s, doesn't date back to the Smitty days. Bahl, cat-like out of that circle. 1 down. Hey, tonight's Sunday Night Baseball matchup is the series finale, Dodgers and Mets. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern with Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown. It's coming your way on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio.
Rubber match. Dodgers took game 1. Mets won last night, 5-3. Not that I was watching. Doyers.
Now 50 pitches for Bahl today. Again, both these starters go on the 3rd day in a row. A couple of complete games for Jordy as Alana Leach steps in. Is this the year we see the return of the ace at the Women's College World Series? We've seen a lot of Susie Allstaffs the last few years, but the likes of Kennedy, Lindsey Grind, they're already there. Tegan Cavan, Sam Landry, how about these 2 going?
I think if you have an ace, absolutely. I think some programs haven't had that one dominant pitcher, so they've had to use an entire staff and piece together 3, 4, 5 innings here and there.
Oh, how hard it is to pitch now. I mean, just the offensive numbers that we've seen. It's hard to have one arm that can dominate a full lineup 3 or 4 times through.
And the strike zone, I think that's a big part of it as well.
2-1 to Leach, and a base knockout to center. Also comes down to the schedule, the new schedule now the last few years at the World Series. You don't have to throw on back-to-back days if you stay in the winner's bracket until you get to the best-of-3 championship series.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge part of it.
Something that the coaches were adamant about fighting for. Of course, sometimes Mother Nature gets in the way of that schedule, as it did last year. Base runner for Emma Clark. Just the 3rd hit off of Jordy. And Kuzak boots it. That is the 3rd miscue for the infield today.
We saw earlier a play that Kuzak possibly could have had on a ball that was back up the middle. Same thing on this one. Sometimes your brain is just working ahead of time and you're thinking double play before you have the ball, and that is a ball that typically 9 times out of 10 we see Kuzak come up with. We talked about the errors earlier in the year. They were a big issue for Nebraska. Popping their head up again here in the super important Game 3 of the Super Regional.
Katie Taylor is the pinch runner, looks like out at second base. Leach can re-enter, and here's Kinsey Fiedler. Big opportunity for the senior.
These lefties continue to have that closed stance, kind of come across the plate. But Leach on her hit just kept her hands inside the ball, drove it up the middle.
Oh, 1 from Bahl. Changeup is in there, 0-2.
Talk about the effectiveness of Pickens' changeup, but Jordy Bahl, I know she doesn't have the same swing and miss, just the 2 Ks, but a lot of miss hits and takes on that last pitch. That changeup has been real pretty.
And these 2 pitchers in the Supers have dominated with runners in scoring position. Tennessee's just 1 for 11 in the Super.
Tennessee continuing to try to work on what Coach Weekly told Holly Rowe. Have to see the ball down, trying to stay off that rise ball, but Jordy's been effectively using that changeup lower in the zone.
Good scoop in the dirt there from Ava Bredwell. Runners cannot move up. A 5-2 Nebraska win Friday, a 3-2 Tennessee win yesterday. The runs have been at a premium here in Knoxville. Ground ball to second, Kammen's in. They'll get the runner over at second for 1 out. And runners on the corners here with 2 down for Tennessee as we check in with Holly.
Well, you know how teams are superstitious. Tennessee wore the Summit blue uniforms yesterday, and they won. So they wanted to wear them again today, but that meant quick laundry. So I want to give a shout out to Sam Richards, the GA, who got here at 6:15 this morning to make sure she could wash all of these uniforms and that they could have the winning combination that they want to win in today.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, I recall a day, Michelle, when we only had the one uniform,
That's right.
regardless, and you had to do the wash every day.
Washing them in your sink of your hotel room.
Shout out to all the folks in and around these programs that mean so much to the student athletes and to the actual coaching staff. There are so many moving parts.
Support staff is a huge part of the game nowadays. It's great to see the women being supported.
Anything you take from a conversation right there? Runners on a first and third situation here, but 2 outs. And your number 9 hitter, Laura Mueller, who was really hot in the regional last weekend. Runner goes, and they'll fake the throw, so uncontested Fiedler to second.
That's the conversation, because you saw Fiedler kind of pull up, wanting to almost get into a rundown. You said runs are at a premium. They're trying to do anything they can to get a runner home.
Mueller is a 300 hitter. Had a grand slam and 6 RBI in the regional last weekend. Out in front there.
Changeup, just not able to pick it up. That was a swing, ready to meet 68. Pulled the string, it was 59. Jordy Bahl will throw it higher in the zone. I think that's part of the deception. Normally you don't want a changeup up there, but they think it's the rise.
Fly ball out to right center, and Jordy Bahl able to take care of business. A couple left stranded again for Tennessee. Still 1-0.
Just the 1 hit and the 7 Ks for Karlyn Pickens, but a huge part has been the defense behind her. Alana Leach back in the first inning. This was the 1 hit. Not going to be a double. Great tag by Ella Dodge to complete the assist from left field, straight on a line that was 100 feet, by the way. Pickens loves that, but this one for me. Kinsey Fiedler, get under and take it away. Line drive laser. Pickens has been on with the swing and miss, but when they've made contact, her D has got her back.
I love the way she celebrates her defense behind her, too.
It makes you want to make those plays, and you do, obviously, but all of them, every single out, they understand how important it is.
Here comes 4, 5, and 6 for Nebraska as Karlyn Pickens, with that stout defense behind her, has faced the minimum so far. Just the 1 hit from Kuzak in the first, and nothing doing since. 7 strikeouts on 3 different pitches that she's used. Check swing, and that's fair. And a little piddler inside the base. And another hit for Nebraska, and the leadoff is aboard for the first time today as we send it down to Holly.
Well, you're showing off that great defense from Tennessee. Take a look at these gloves that they use. They have their gloves all lined up before the game, and they have these little baby gloves. They're called their everyday glove, those little smaller size black ones. They do everyday drills with those. So players have to get down lower, be more concise, and really try harder on defense. So then when they put the big gloves on during the game, everything seems a little easier.
Love all the little tricks that coaches and assistant coaches try and use. That squirts away from Nugent, and a runner in scoring position now to try and tie up the game for the Huskers. Kammen's in down to second.
This is big, too. Yeah. Every 60 feet matters. That's more of a pass ball than a wild pitch. Nugent, that's a ball that she normally gets, just kind of squirts away, but it absolutely matters now that Kammen's in down at second.
Well, with nobody out and some power still coming up here, I mean, productive outs is something you always harp on, Michelle.
Absolutely, and when you're giving away 60 feet, you're giving your opponent the ability to have more outs without giving up outs to get those extra 60 feet.
Cope, of course, is thinking productive 2-run home run would be better in this case. Swing and a miss there.
I'm sure Coach Ravel would be like, I'll take a productive ball out on the green somewhere.
Productive out meaning out of the park.
Yes.
Yeah.
She came off the bench, got that hit against Pickens in the 7th last night.
That's what bumped her into the lineup today.
I hope so, man. Hits were a premium against Pickens. How hard that is to do to come off the bench and face a pitcher like Pickens.
They are looking for a spark, anything to get them going. Time is running short. 3 innings of play to decide who goes to the World Series to play Oklahoma on Thursday, opening day. A quadruple header that starts at noon Eastern on ESPN.
Boy, and they're challenging Cope underneath the hands, trying to get her to hit it left side so they have the opportunity to keep Kamens in at third.
That one was off the plate.
Yeah, Cope needs to think about going right side to advance Kamens into third if she is out.
I think a foul ball got a piece of Nugent.
Hunterville thought it hit her. She was telling Emerson, that got you, right? She's like, no. I got my bat. So refreshing. Don't have to go to review.
I want to swing,
I'll tell you
Coach.
right now.
I want to swing. Here's the 1-2. Got her. With the swing and the miss. Strikeout number 8 on the heels of her 11 strikeout performance last night.
And look at the rise ball. Look at the movement on this. It's 69 miles an hour. It's got better bite. It's got better movement. It's not just velo at 74. That is an outstanding pitch for Karlyn Pickens.
Here's Bella Bacon. Blocked by Nugent. Out of Omaha, Nebraska, one of 10 native Nebraskans on the roster. So many of them that started out their careers elsewhere. And then Jordy Bahl comes back home. A bunch of others come back home with her. So proud of where they are from and wanting to win so badly for their home state to get back to the World Series. Popped up foul. This is her first chance with a runner in scoring position this postseason. 271 during the regular season for Bella. And that hit her. 2 on with 1 out. Let's check in with Matt. All right, so the Bruins on the board. And that is the first free pass of the day for Karlyn Pickens.
2-2 count, hit by pitch. She had struck out Bacon on her first at bat on a changeup, trying to get underneath the hands and just loses control of that pitch.
A We'll bring up Abby Squire now with
number 8, Abby Squire.
still that tying run at second, and now the go-ahead run at first for Nebraska. Squire lined out to center field, her first time up, robbed of a base hit by Kinsey Fiedler out there. Doesn't chase, 1-1.
Abby Squire had a really good contact, that line drive to center you mentioned. It was right on time.
Another 2-strike pitch coming from Karlyn Pickens. And that one gets away. A wild pitch there, and both runners advance. So a pass ball, a hit batter, and I think that's going to be a wild pitch on that one.
Oh yeah, that was way out of reach for Nugent.
Just the one hit, but two now in scoring position. And one swing away from a lead for the Huskers.
Now the defense for Tennessee is pulled in, trying to keep Kamens in at third. Anything on the infield, opportunity to try to make that play at home.
Bahl has been non-competitive this at-bat. Easy for Squire to stay away. 3-2 pitch coming. That one was a little too close to let by.
Abby Squire, a big leader on this team, one of the captains. Jordy Bahl talked a lot about Squire and how much her words, her leadership has meant throughout the entire season.
Senior from Lincoln. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout number 9 for Pickens, 2 down.
Big second out of the inning, going back upstairs to the rise ball on a 3-2 count. Really good movement again. This is not about velocity, this is about spin speed and good rise at the top of the zone.
And another one of the seniors here, Ava Breadwell. 0 for 7 so far in the Super. Best chance of the day for Nebraska.
Tell the plan for Breadwell, who has 4 strikeouts on the rise against Pickens just this weekend alone, is to see the ball down. It's easier said than done, but she's taken 2 up out of the zone.
Down Main Street, 2-1.
That's where Pickens is so good, though. I mean, that's middle and it's a strike, but it moves. It has that late break to it. So it is a strike, but it's still hard to hit. Down 72 miles an hour. Just get that spin. Pick it.
I think they may be bringing on a pinch runner here, so we'll remind you about our Memorial Day tradition, the NCAA Division I Men's Lacrosse National Championship game on ESPN. Maryland and Cornell for the title. Coverage begins Monday afternoon, 1 Eastern from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Congratulations to the North Carolina women taking home the national championship earlier today. Down in the dirt, 3-1.
Good job by Nugent this inning. She's been challenged a lot behind the dish.
Doesn't chase, and the bases are loaded for the number 9 hitter, Lauren Kammensen. 2 free passes this inning, and just 1 hit to load them up. That's the first walk for Pickens. It was her sister Hannah doing the damage yesterday with a 2-run single and a home run on Friday. Is this Lauren's turn?
You got to know, if Jordy Bahl's on deck as a hitter, they're going to give you strikes. There's no way Karlyn Pickens doesn't lock in right now.
Struck her out. And Bahl stays in the on-deck circle. And Nebraska leaves them loaded.
Karlyn Pickens with the bases loaded, 3 straight strikes, the rise ball to finish off Lauren Kammensen to get out of the massive jam. Pickens' 10th strikeout of the game.
The Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City this Thursday at noon Eastern with a quadruple header live on ESPN and ESPN2. For more information, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Sure, some eyeballs are on us today. This is the first of 4 straight games to punch tickets to the World Series. Oklahoma is in, so's Texas and Texas Tech and the Oregon Ducks already there and awaiting opponents. The winner of this one gets OU, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Little campfire out there in front of second base, and the leadoff is aboard. It's the top of the order for Gabby Leach.
Kind of feels like that's how the hits are coming in lately. Against Karlyn Pickens, it was a check swing base hit, and now this one, a jam job that just finds the one spot on the field and then get on your horse, get down the line. That's a hit.
First inning, they've had the leadoff on board. Here's Nugent. You want her swinging or bunting?
Swinging. She's got 17 home runs.
Swinging.
This is not the hitter you want to bunt. Doesn't mean she won't, but. That would be the one you'd want to.
Especially on 0-1. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to be knowing anything close, you got to be attacking. You get 3 strikes off elite pitchers, you got to use all 3 of them.
Well, and these two, Bahl and Pickens, have been so efficient. I mean, they're throwing a lot of strikes. They're coming after you. 0-2 for Jordy. Sends that the opposite way, back to the track, and the catch is made by Hannah Kammensen. It ends up just being a long fly ball. Leach unable to move up. 1 down.
This is a Tennessee team that has 71 stolen bases on the year. Not a ton of speed. I mean, more in a position to do hit and runs, but it's tough when you have an elite pitcher like Bahl on the circle. A lot of swing and miss.
So here's Dodge. Homered in the first. That is the only run on the scoreboard this afternoon.
That's a great spot by Jordy Bahl. Trying to come inside of these lefties. We haven't seen a whole lot of it. That's why they've really been trying to attack middle away.
Jordy threw that one at 70 miles an hour.
Oh, Dodge getting it done for the Vols, moving up in the lineup. She's got 2 home runs against Jordy Bahl. Second one coming in the first inning of this game. That's the lone run that we've got.
Tennessee 3 for 25 against Bahl with runners on base in these supers. There's the runner taking second base. as Leach puts herself into scoring position.
Well, and this is really smart base running by Leach. She reads the pitch and sees that it's going to be offline, and therefore a really, really tough throw for Breadwell to be able to come up with. Yeah, she did. She sees it down, doesn't turn. She just goes straight to second.
RBI shot at it here for Dodge and out of the zone to Chase. Strikeout number 3 for Bahl, 2 outs.
Jordy Bahl coming up with a big strikeout for herself on the outer half. That ball cutting up and away just runs out of the strike zone on Ella Dodge. Nice rise ball.
And now Boo Gibson. 4-year starter. A calming presence for this Tennessee side. Has had a taste of the World Series and wants more. Was there 2 years ago with the Lady Vols.
Jordy continuing another 0-2 count. I mean, it's just fun to watch.
Oof.
To see two pitchers just do all the things that, especially this time of year, attacking hitters early, first pitch, second pitch strike.
Gibson just out in front.
Boy, they have thrown everything at Gibson, and mostly a healthy dose of changeups. Gibson has yet to have a hit off of Bahl.
Craig Snyder talked about Boo Gibson this week, though. He's like, she had the best swing, just light and free, so relieved to kind of put the season behind her.
Jordy is due up in the top of the 6th. Karlyn Pickens has struck her out twice today.
I thought she went. That was close.
That was close.
On the changeup. She went.
Yes, that was strike 3.
Second chance, though. And you know it as a hitter.
Full count. The slimmest of margins. Tennessee wants another one up there. Gibson again out in front. Good battle between these two softball veterans. 8th pitch of this at-bat. Called strike 3. Bahl will put the glove down and pick up the bat for what may be her final swings of the season. Can she get Nebraska going when we come back? 1-0 Tennessee over Nebraska, and here we go again with Bahl versus Pickens.
Well, it's a showdown with Pickens using that rise ball at the top of the zone, gets Jordy Bahl to strike out, once swinging, once looking. Yesterday, the rise ball, but look at the stare down.
See you. Okay. We'll meet again. And they do meet again. And this may be the last meeting. Bahl and the Huskers need to get something going. They're down 1-0. 6 outs to work with. The winner of this one is into the World Series. Jordy got on base 3 times on Friday night, game 1. Just 1 time since then in games 2 and 3. And Jordy Bahl sends one out to left. Alana Leach is there, 1 down. This is the top of the order. And the three most dangerous hitters lined up for the Huskers, with Bland and Cusack coming up next.
Bland had that hard hit her first at bat that Ella Dodge made an outstanding play on.
Both these two coming up have double-digit home runs this year. The lone run on the board, the solo home run in the first inning from Ella Dodge. And remember, Gabby Leach had singled prior to that, but then was called back because her foot was out of the batter's box. A two-run home run became a solo home run as a result of that, because she then struck out.
Looms big. And everything does. How about 6 hits between the two teams? When the losing team, each of the first 2 games was the one that out-hit the other team.
A couple of defensive miscues for Nebraska today, but they have not hurt them. And they have struck out 10 times against Pickens, who is 2 shy of her postseason high. Had a dozen in a game last year. She had 11 last night. And more 3-ball counts now here in the last 7 or 8 batters.
I mean, it's just been impressive that there haven't been more throughout this entire series. Pickens and Bahl so efficient, coming right at hitters. You know, Holly Rowe talked about their gamers are going to be ready to go no matter what, but over 200 pitches now, and
3 state days of hurling. A broken bat, and it's caught at third by Panel as the bat came apart on a 76-mile-an-hour pitch from Pickens.
Bland is still holding the handle. I mean, you see this in baseball. Rarely do you see it in softball.
Trust me, I've been pitching when this has happened, and it is scary, whether or not you're a corner or a pitcher.
Wow. And the bat flying, by the way, to Panel as she's trying to catch the ball. She sees the bat coming at her. Still made the play.
Good concentration there. So 2 down. Pickens looking for a 1-2-3 inning that would put Nebraska up to their final at-bat in the 7th inning. Strike on the corner to Cusack, 0-2. She has one of their 2 hits. Last time around, Pickens got her with a change, and they're on their feet in Knoxville.
She's done a good job of spinning that rise ball at the top of the zone, taking a little off it, 67 miles an hour on that last pitch.
Cusack has the ability. She's got that power. We talk a lot about Jordy Bahl, but this is a 21 home run hitter as well. Off the wall already in the first inning. We forget about it because of the great play by Leach to throw her out at second.
Good fight from Cusack. She's from Colorado, but her parents and grandparents, Nebraskans, has always had a connection to the Huskers.
Played travel ball in Nebraska
with Jordy.
That was a great cut on a really good pitch. She just missed that. Karlyn needs to be careful here. Cusack has put some great swings on the pitch. I'd go back downstairs with a changeup.
It's amazing to me within the faster stuff that Karlyn Pickens throws, it varies from anywhere from 68 to 76 miles an hour, and that's her harder stuff. Changeup can get down to the low 60s, but that's hard to see, to understand.
Doesn't chase, full count. With the other single hitter behind her and Hannah Kammensen, the two that have gotten to Pickens today.
Heck of an at bat. Ava Cusack, I mean, this is not an easy pitcher to continue to battle off. And we've seen rise balls up in the zone. We've seen the changeup. We've seen what look almost like a curve or a low drop away. And she has stayed on everything enough to continue this at bat. 4-3 ball in the last 6 hitters, though, for Pickens.
She's fouled off 5 this at bat. Out to left. Leach under it. 1, 2, 3 for Pickens in the 6th. Tennessee's 3 outs away from the World Series. To the bottom of the 6th. And our pitchers' duel continues for the 3rd day in a row. Bahl and Pickens, well, doing what they do. Nebraska trying to get back to the World Series for the first time since 2013. They've got 3 outs to work with. And for Tennessee, a 9th Women's College World Series in their sights. They'll swing the bats one more time. And then we'll head to the 7th. Just a 1-run ball game. The 2 All-Americans have been spectacular in the circle.
I mean, rarely does it live up to the hype, and it has all weekend. 3 games, strong game. Both of these pitchers.
Especially in a year that's been so offensive-minded, right? We've seen some gaudy, almost football scores, right? Anywhere from 15 to 20 runs in a game, and then you get a matchup like this. It makes you appreciate the art of pitching. Yeah. Sorry, Jess.
I appreciate it too. I mean, it makes you want to get in the box. Like,
there you go. Been artistic.
You want to face the best, and we've seen 2 of the best all weekend long.
Here's Taylor Pannell. Ground ball to Bland. 1 down. It's 5, 6, and 7 here for Tennessee. In the 7th inning, it will be 4, 5, and 6 for Nebraska.
Next batter for Tennessee, left fielder number 10, Alana Leach.
Alana Leach. Boy, does her defensive play out in left field loom large now as well.
All the plays, right? The defensive plays, the pitches with runners in scoring position.
Took away a double from Ava Cusack way back in the 1st inning.
Huge.
Alana singled her last time up. 4 hits for Tennessee against Bahl, that's it. But the most significant, the Ella Dodge solo home run in the 1st. Still stands. Eyes at the eyes, 3-1.
Just amazing, Alana Leach. Just her 9th start. We talked about it earlier, Jess. Just the way that she has been able to battle in the box, make the defensive plays.
Sends it opposite and back on the edge of the track is Squire. 2 down. If you're wondering what Karlyn Pickens does, waiting to pitch in the 7th to try and get Tennessee to the World Series, well, that's what she does.
Just throw some more. do you think she's working on?
Changeup. It's been a little elevated the last couple innings, so I think she's trying to get that pitch down in the zone. Doing the homework. Wow.
She wasn't the ace 2 years ago when they went to the World Series. She is this year. Has World Series experience.
Megan Rhodes-Smith, her pitching coach, working with her, telling her to get that arm up a little quicker, get that pitch down.
It's honestly amazing to be able to do that in the game.
Here's Emma Clark. Has reached twice on a couple of errors. Left side of the defense.
Both her ground balls hit hard enough. Definitely an error, but able to scoot through the infield.
High fly ball to Kamenzin. Then a 1-2-3 inning for Jordy. Last chance coming up for Nebraska. How about a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance?
It's Karlyn Pickens with her 10th strikeout. She has been outstanding this afternoon, really hammering the strike zone. Just a couple of free passes, but it's been the rise ball at the top of the zone, using that changeup selectively, as well as a drop ball. 5 strikeouts via the rise, 3 on the changeup, and how about 2 down in the zone with the drop ball. Efficient. Pickens on fire.
She will face 4, 5, and 6. 3 outs away from the World Series for Tennessee in a 1-0 lead.
Remember, Hannah Kamenzin had the solo home run Friday night, the 4th inning, was the inning that fell apart for Tennessee. Hannah Kamenzin was the one that came up to lead off that inning. She is a rally starter. She's been all year long. One of those Nebraska transfers coming back home. Take it back to that Friday night. This is the lead off the innings. Very similar. It's what got the rally going when they were down. A solo shot absolutely boosted that Huskers team to the win.
They took game 1 5-2. Tennessee 3-2 yesterday. Ground ball to short. Mueller 1 down.
Great positioning by Mueller.
Trying to become the 3rd SEC team to reach the World Series, with Oklahoma and Texas already there. This is Emerson Cope. We talked about it yesterday with a late lead. We'll remind you today, Tennessee has not given up a late lead this year. That looked like strike 1. Instead, it's ball 1. Cope, a rocket, but right at Mueller, who stays on it. And Tennessee now 1 out away from OKC.
This isn't anywhere to her left or right. That's a hit right at Laura Mueller. She probably feels like a third baseman on this hot shot.
If that would have been elevated, if she would have gotten underneath that, that would have been out of the park.
So here is Bella Bacon and the last chance for Nebraska. Popped her up. Panel in foul territory. And Tennessee rallies from a game down to beat Nebraska. And they are going to the Women's College World Series.
What a series. I mean, what a series. Jordy Bahl, the Nebraska team, what they did Friday night, the rally, by the way, from Karlyn Pickens, who did not have her best stuff Friday, got pulled from that game. 10 strikeouts in this one. She had 11 strikeouts last night.
How about Super Regional Sunday for Tennessee this year? They are 9-0 on Sundays, showing how important it is to win the war, not always the battles.
What a game and what a weekend for Karlyn Pickens. Holly Rowe down on the field.
Well, Karlyn, this was such a big moment for you. 10 strikeouts. How did you settle into yourself in the circle today?
I think just relying on my teammates, know that this team is not done, and we got a lot more to accomplish this year, so I do anything to spend one more day with them.
Your team had your back all day, defensive play after defensive play. What is it like when you see them giving it up for you?
Oh, it makes you play free. Like knowing these girls are giving their all, I'm gonna do the same. So it's a blessing to play behind this team or with this team.
What was it like? You're at the bottom of that dog pile right now, knowing you're going to Oklahoma City.
It's surreal. I know, like this is something we dreamed of, something we've been talking about since day one. So just to see all that happen, it's really special.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Karlyn Pickens and the Tennessee Lady Vols. They win and advance. The season comes to an end for Nebraska and Jordy Bahl, 1 win shy of Oklahoma City. So our first Thursday matchup on opening day is a rematch of a couple of teams that once played for the national championship back in 2013. It's Tennessee and Oklahoma. Georgia and Florida are coming up. More softball on the way with Tiffany Green and Aaron Miller in Gainesville. For Holly and Michelle and Jessica and KJ, our entire crew, see ya in Oklahoma.